This episode of The Cavalry is brought to you by Diary of DarkOneSun, available on Lulu.com. This is The Cavalry. Let's go. This report is going to start out like this, and this is to bring everything into perspective in terms of how, politicians, men of intelligence, should think, or what the difference between, just talking, and we know that African-American women just talk. They don't necessarily do, they talk. And we're going to look at the presidents. We're going to juxtapose a couple of presidents and stuff like that. And we're going to be talking about Wisconsin. We're going to be talking about nuclear energy. But they all connect to each other. So let's get started. And we'll start with this very important series of paragraphs here. And I got this from a political website that I visit, pulled from an Adam Curtis blog. In 1971, the Atomic Energy Commission did a series of tests of energy core cooling systems. Accidents were simulated. In each case, the emergency system worked, but the water failed to fill the core, often being forced out under pressure. As one of the AEC scientists says in the film, we discovered that our theoretical calculations didn't have a strong correlation with reality. But we just couldn't admit to the public that all these safety systems we told you about might not do any good. And again, the warnings were ignored by senior members of the agency and the industry. And you can find more information about this at this link below. 1971. More than 35 years ago. Literally 4 years before that crew of scientists quit in 1975. They knew that there was a problem. Smart people knew that there was going to be a problem. Now you look at Japan and you realize that there is a problem. America had warning after warning after warning. Let me go ahead and show you something. I want you to look at these yellow feet. Yeah, yellow feet. Now, this has a direct correlation between nuclear energy. I mean, it's so relevant today, between nuclear energy as well as Wisconsin. Now, here I want you to listen to a snippet of a speech from Barack Obama.
If American workers are being denied their right to organize and collectively bargain when I'm in the White House, I'll put on a comfortable pair of shoes myself. I'll walk on that picket line with you as President of the United States of America.
What you heard is Barack Obama talking out the side of his neck. Talking as if he is an African-American woman. See, you can tell the difference between a strong African-American man and an African-American woman by what he does. But if it's just all talk, you know that he thinks with an African-American woman's brain. Now, there's about 1,000 black people, thousands of black people really, who feel that a man is stronger with an African-American woman. And I'm like, how is that possible when you're watching the president be weak as hell? So let's pull back off these feet. Let's pull back off these little yellow feet. Yeah. What you're looking at is President Carter. A one-term president, by the way. But he was a liberal president. A farmer. Farm peanuts. Had a little daughter. All that. Everything, man. But he had more guts than President Barack Obama. More guts. Because he actually walked into a nuclear plant that was actually going through a meltdown. Pretty much the same as what happened in Japan, except that it didn't get as bad as what's happening in Japan. They were able to stop the meltdown. But if you look at it, there are plenty more plants like 3 Mile Island. And I'm going to show you a few other things. What happens at 3 Mile Island in terms of nuclear waste and not being able to properly dispose of the radiation. Here's a strange looking cow. 2-headed cow. 3 Mile Island, United States. Chernobyl blew up. That area is uninhabitable. Why? Well, here. Take a look at these children. Any one of the three look a little bit strange to you? Yeah. Yeah. How about this pig? Born 1 year after Chernobyl exploded. How about this baby? You want your baby to look like this? You see, it's direct correlations. The fact that Barack Obama couldn't show up for his liberal base in Wisconsin is not that far away from Illinois. Chicago sits right there in the, right there in Illinois, right next to Lake Michigan. It's not that difficult, especially for the President of the United States, to take Air Force One or Marine One. You can land in Chicago, O'Hare Airport, and take Marine One right on over to Wisconsin. But does he do that? No. He can land right there in Wisconsin, right in one of Milwaukee's airports. Is he going to do that? No. Because the man has no guts, man. It's just the truth. Ain't no way around this fact. It becomes more apparent. He has handlers, sure. And I hear other people there on my page are like, he's a puppet. Yeah, he's probably a puppet too. But puppets, if you think about it, puppets have no guts. Look, the guy's probably working on his second installment of another children's book for his daughters. That's what he's doing right now. And I'm sure Michelle Obama is helping him work on that book right now. That's what they do in the White House. And then they make speeches. That's it. Nothing else. You won't see him put on any rubber shoes. Look ridiculous going into something extremely dangerous. No. Because he has chickens for bones. Chicken bones, man. It's clear that nuclear energy is dangerous. He was getting ready, just like he said that drilling, for oil deep in the ocean was safe. And then everything went to hell. He was getting ready to say that nuclear energy was safe. Yeah. Look, man. Michael Moore showed up in Wisconsin and made a brilliant speech about how the rich are at war with the middle class, trying to depress the people. Make sure you don't have any money. Make sure you got to spend all your money on gas for your car. Make sure you got to spend all your money to try and keep your house while they just get money freely. And you have to pay for it. They want to increase your taxes. Yeah. See, he's on the side of the Republicans, the side of the people who have money, not the people who voted for him. He's going to have a hard time trying to run for president again. Look, even Hillary Clinton is not taking a second term of Secretary of State if Barack Obama is re-elected president again. What does that tell you? Even Hillary is bailing. She's trying to save her reputation and not go down with this sinking Obama ship. I'm just letting you guys know, brace yourselves. This guy's the wrong guy. He is. That's why Hillary is backing off. And I'm not a super fan of Hillary. But she's like, hey, I don't want to be vice president. I'm not even going to run for president. That's what she's saying. But she's also saying, I am bailing on this crap. This guy is going to screw everybody who is not Republican, because that's the type of man he is. And to make matters worse, my fear is, and the truth is, that Hillary knows that the corporations have taken over the United States government, and that there's nothing that she can do if she was elected president, or anybody else for that matter. This is really going to come down to a revolution between the people and the United States government. It's ticking to that point because the corporations have taken it over. The people are going to have to march to the corporations and start pulling down the corporate leaders, the owners, everybody. It's happened before. In France, they just put their heads on sticks, pikes. So it'll send a message to rich people. And it calms shit down for a long time. But once again, you got to take the new heads. You got to chop them off and put them up there. Just send that message again. The world has changed. Do you know right now they're working on a way? Corporations, the government, they need computer scientists to make a program that basically what it does is it allows one user to operate 10 to 50 sock puppets at a time. You understand that? So they can control the arguments going on YouTube and Facebook and any other social media. They need one military guy who's going to operate about 10 fake people. You all are already dealing with sock puppets. But it shows the desperation that they have to control your money and how you live. Yeah, you should be very afraid of that because it's your freedom that they're trying to steal and direct. Your freedom. Just like these power plants, man. You should have the freedom not to have your kids grow up with 2 damn heads. Yeah, you should have that freedom. Why can't they take the people's advice and use wind power? Solar power. That's because those energies can't be regulated. And when I mean regulated, I mean they can't regulate that money into their pockets. That's why they want to use gas guzzling cars or cars that use gas, because they can make money off the gasoline. But if you have energy that is created from the earth, in other words, you have energy that comes from wind and solar panels, that means you can power your own vehicle. That's why I'm looking at the Tesla right now. 2 different types of electric vehicles. One is a roadster and one is a sedan. Both of them look awesome. Both of them are electric. Don't even have to deal with this bullshit no more. Do you know that the rich people right now are working on a quick fix for themselves when it comes to flying? Oh yeah, yeah. They'll have to pay a nominal fee, and they won't have to worry about body scanners. They won't have to worry about being felt up or anything like that. It's a premium for them. They just get to go on through because, see, they can show the right credentials because they got the money. It's all to fill you up, people. It's all to make you feel like second-class citizens, even though you're first class. But the only way truly to be first class is to pay for it when you want to take a flight. Otherwise, you may be subjected to a search and radiation poisoning. You folks in Wisconsin, y'all might as well get ready to use your shame power. And shame, you can start with Michelle Obama, because that will get a message to Barack Obama. Or you can just shame Barack Obama, because it's coming down to that. I'll deliver a message directly to Barack right now. You think you're doing great, man, but you're embarrassing yourself. Your daughters are not going to have anything to look up to. No, they're not. Because there's going to be videos like this one out there and many more who's going to be talking about the punk assness of you, Barack Obama, and how you sold out all the liberals. Wow. Black men knew what you were. Now, white people, on the other hand, they're learning what we were trying to tell them. White people are realizing that Barack Obama may not just be on their side just as much as they thought he was. I remember, and I'm going to say it again, I remember sitting up there screaming to high hilt. Like, man, that speech that he made was stupid on June 18, 2008, talking about black men. And white people, you know what they said? I'm going to say it again because I love it. Every time I say it now, they said, he's not going to be the president of black people. And they were laughing their ass off. They're like, ha, 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 ha. Doesn't that annoy you, black people? Ha, ha, ha. He's not going to be president of y'all. But his ass did not show up in Wisconsin when the vast majority of Wisconsiners, union people, man, this is the backbone of America, right? Union people were liberals. He went there over and over again trying to get their votes and got their votes. But when they need President Barack Obama, his handlers, his supporters, people that work for him, they're like, well, they didn't really need us. They didn't really need him. He would have politicized it. They even got this top union guy. I'm sorry, top union guy. You know, I'll pull your name up, put it up there or something. But I think you're an idiot. Seriously. You just went too far when you're saying, well, he would have just politicized things. We really didn't. Of course he would politicize things. But that's what the other side wants you all to think. Yeah. I'm not going to take what you have to say with the full grain of salt. Why? Because an American president needs to show up for his base, whether political or not political, because what ends up happening is that you lose your base. You don't have your base to vote for you. The Republicans are not going to vote for this man. They're not. Why? Because they'd rather stab the black man or black people in the eye and kick his ass out than vote for him. That's how they sleep at night. That's how they feel good about themselves. They'd rather let their houses burn down rather than make anything happier for the American people. Why? Because he's part black. That's why they do stuff. Nuclear plants, build as many as you want. Why? Because rich people need money. Republicans need money. $75 you have to pay or your house will burn down in Republican country. And these people sit up there, they look crazy and stupid. But you're in the Republican area. You probably voted Republican. But you're surprised your house is burning down. So America, don't be surprised that in these coming years, when there's a possibility of a nuclear disaster, which that will arise, Republicans will lie over and over again, like they just lied recently and said, well, these incidents only happen once every 300 years anyway. That's crazy. Nuclear power wasn't around 300 years ago. So how can he make that calculation? That's number one. Number two, we have Chernobyl. We have the almost going nuclear 3 Mile Island. And we have the currently, whichever way you want to call it, going nuclear or just spilling lots and lots of radiation in Japan. All this took place. Look at it. 79, 3 Mile Island. Chernobyl, 1986. Now, how far away from each other is that? 79, 86. What's that, about 7 years? And then we have a tsunami which damages a nuclear power plant in Japan. And radiation's leaking everywhere. They got 10 times the normal amount of radiation in Tokyo right now. Why does anybody listen to freaking Republicans? These people are stupid. Stupid as hell. These old ass people. Young people, anybody, I don't care. If you're Republican, you're an idiot. And you're a damn liar. And people die because of it. People get radiation poisoning and cancer because of you damn Republicans. This is the Calvary. I'm out.
This episode of The Cavalry was brought to you by Diary of DarkOneSun, available on Lulu.com. Learn about a black man's life that is relevant to your generation.